You guys are watching the Cam Rogers Show presented by FanDuel. It's time to talk LeBron James yet again. And LeBron James could perhaps do the classic opt-in and trade scenario, which we saw with Chris Paul and the Lakers. That's how he got to the Houston Rockets. And for LeBron James to do that, it's likely that he goes to a team that just can't afford him in regular free agency, talking about the Houston Rockets, because the Houston Rockets would have to do some crazy stuff to sign LeBron James just in regular free agency. All right, so let's talk Houston here first in terms of trade scenarios. So for the Rockets to sign LeBron James in free agency, like I said, it would create salary cap chaos. Max salaries for James and Chris Paul plus James Harden would eat up more than $100 million of the estimated $128 million luxury tax apron. Don't forget about Clint Capella as well. So for the Rockets, their best bet is to do the trade. And here's the trade that I envision. It also allowed them to re-sign Clint Capella, Paul, and Trevor Ariza if they want to, and definitely want to bring back Chris Paul. So the Rockets would be required to send out at least $28.4 million in matching salary after the end of July moratorium, okay? So a package of Gordon, Aaron Jackson, all those players that were listed there make sense. And that would add up to actually $29.4 million, which is over the number that I just said in 28.4, which was the required amount. Now, yes, this could ultimately hurt the depth of the Houston Rockets roster and perhaps their three-point shooting. You could make that argument as well. I don't think Cleveland would sign off on just the players that you saw on that screen. So the Rockets are going to have to throw in draft considerations as well. So add in a couple of first-rounders to sweeten the deal, and boom, LeBron James is going to the Houston Rockets, and the Houston Rockets are a legit NBA Finals favorite. Probably could be the favorite if you're talking about Vegas here. So the Cavs deal LeBron James to the Houston Rockets. I think this is good for the Cavs in that they at least get compensation instead of letting LeBron James just walk into free agency and, say, signing with the LA Lakers. In this instance, the Cavs actually get a fair share of compensation. Really, the best part is the combination of draft picks there, 2019 and 2021 first-rounders, right? That's kind of what I am looking at if I am a Cavaliers front office member. Oh, okay, the first-rounders? All right, we'll take all those contracts and we'll set things up for the future, because if LeBron James is leaving the Cavs, you better believe that the Cleveland Cavaliers leadership is preparing to kind of rebuild a little bit here. So scenario number one is LeBron James going to the Houston Rockets. Now, of course, LeBron said he would not go to the White House if he were to win the NBA Finals because, well, President Trump recently said that he wasn't going to invite LeBron James, and LeBron said, well, I'm not going to go and all of that. So do you think President Trump should invite the World Cup champs to the White House? Because the World Cup is going on right now. Of course, the United States is not in it, but just for fun, I want you guys to weigh in on this. Hit me up in comments on Facebook Live as well as YouTube Live. Do you think the 45th President of the United States should invite the World Cup champions to the White House? France, Germany, Spain, Brazil, whatever the case may be sure to let me know. I want to hear your thoughts on the leader of the free world. But of course, I'm just joking, guys. We're all about jokes here on the Cam Rogers Show presented by FanDuel, except when I'm talking about FanDuel itself, because this is very legit. And I'm not joking that you could be the World Cup champ with FanDuel, of course. We've got several games going on here at Chat Sports with FanDuel. So put your username in the comment section, and we'll invite you guys to play. Sign up now at FanDuel.com/chatsports. You can play in our World Soccer Pick'em. Jordan Giorgio has several games going on right now, so it's very easy to play, very user-friendly. FanDuel.com/chatsports is the way to go. All right, continuing on here with our LeBron James discussion in terms of possible trades, let's talk Golden State Warriors. There is no way LeBron James can walk into free agency and sign with the Golden State Warriors. There's just no way. It just can't happen. So with that, we do have a trade scenario that perhaps could make some sense. So the Warriors can acquire LeBron James by doing the following. Sending All-Star Klay Thompson, former NBA Finals MVP, of course, Andre Iguodala, and some draft considerations to the Cavs. The draft considerations are important because they sweeten the deal for the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team that is planning on rebuilding if it does indeed deal LeBron James. So with that trade, Golden State would be able to retain Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Sean Livingston, Jordan Bell, Jones, and a restricted free agent, Patrick McCaw. Now, this deal wouldn't affect Kevin Durant as well. He'd still get paid, which is good news for them. So LeBron would be able to sign a 3-year extension in January, 6 months after the trade is completed. So all 4 years with the Warriors, it could equate to some $159.5 or $0.9 actually million. Now, all that said, do the Warriors really want LeBron James on their team? If a dynasty is currently at its peak, why do you rock the boat? And that's kind of what I'm asking here about the Golden State Warriors. They just won the NBA Finals. All is good in the world. So why change things up? They just won their 3rd NBA title in the last 4 years. They're at the peak of what they're doing. So continue to roll along with that. But, and I know a lot of people out there are thinking, well, maybe he could go to Golden State, and LeBron looks really good in a Golden State Warriors jersey. I understand that. And really, the main reason why I'm talking about this is because the Warriors are, all things considered, a favorite by Vegas right now. They're inside the top 6 or 7 in terms of the favorites to land LeBron James. They're not in the top 5 or anything like that. So, yeah, maybe there's an argument to be made that the Spurs make more sense here, or a team like that, Boston Celtics, etc. But the Warriors have been up there in the discussions. So with that, wanted to talk about a possible trade that could go down. Now, the Boston Celtics could also make a trade for LeBron James. Now, both teams, talking about the Celtics and the Cavs, would have to match salaries, which would be easier with Gordon Hayward involved rather than someone like a Kyrie Irving. So it's LeBron James for Gordon Hayward, Marcus Morris, and a first-rounder. All right, so that is the trade there involving the Boston Celtics. Hayward would no doubt become the Cavs franchise player, and Kevin Love would, of course, be a nice compliment. Yes, Hayward played just 5 minutes with the Celtics, but I'm not going to underestimate the aggressiveness of GM Danny Ainge here, because remember when he shipped off Isaiah Thomas after battling through an injured hip in last year's playoffs? In Ainge's eyes, the Celtics don't owe anything to Hayward compared to Isaiah Thomas, right? So that's why I'm not underestimating the GM of the Boston Celtics here. And if LeBron really doesn't care about the whole Kyrie Irving feud and everything that went down with that, then heck, I could see this happening. I actually think this is more likely than the Golden State Warriors. If I had to power rank the likelihood of these trades, I think it's Houston here, I think it's a couple ticks down the Boston Celtics, and then way down at the floor, you can't even see my hand, the Golden State Warriors, because it's just not going to happen, free agency or via the trade. So Boston Celtics, very real possibility there.